So I already started the coffee. I put that measure of coffee grounds in there and the water, which I boiled for 2 minutes, and it's 2 cups of water and a large measure of coffee. And you just stir it up and then let it steep while you do the milk. And I forgot my coffee cup. So I'm going to turn this on. And then go get my coffee mug. Nothing is good until you have a coffee because you can't keep it together. I can't. I have to have coffee. And I've got the new Victoria magazine. I'm going to show you some stuff. Secret Garden in New York, and then there's a beautiful article after this. So that's what we'll do this morning while we have breakfast. There's the coffee cup. Now I use this over and over. I know there's a little something in the bottom, but you know. Oh, and here's the measure I use. So I use that up to 2 cups. And I need a regular spoon. There we go. And here's the milk. The milk's all done. So I'll put this away. And I guess it's still going, see? Perfect. And I made the Cinnamon Toast Crunch and put bananas in it. I've really gotten to like that cereal. That's a perfect thing in the morning. So I'm going to plunge this. This is the coffee, remember? It's sat there long enough. There we go. I just do a half a cup of that. And then half a cup of this. I'm going to pour milk from the bottom. There we go. Delicious. And I do that little swirl of chocolate on the top. I'm just half awake this morning. It's still early. It's just 7 o'clock. How are you guys doing? What are you doing this morning? That chili last night was so good. I hope you saw that. And it was so simple and it was so delicious. I'll leave that right here in case I have a second cup. Hershey's syrup. That's so yummy. And this is that classical station. It's from South Bend. It's 88, pretty much is the channel. I love this channel. So there's the croissant too. If you want something else. I'm trying to limit. I should not be eating so many of those, I know. But it's what the French eat for breakfast, so can't be that bad. They're pretty skinny, right? Okay, I'm going to have some of this. first. Look at that. Yum. That is something to look forward to. And that frothed milk is like whipped cream. It's only frothed milk. So that, delicious. And on my regular page on Facebook, I have a link for both of these. I'll have to put a link on this page too, so you can get yourself a frother and a French press. It's so worth it. So here's the story. This is the Victoria magazine, and it's the October issue. So, and this is Secret Garden in New York. I'm just going to have some of this too. Amidst Manhattan's concrete jungle, Central Park is a sprawling verdant refuge where urban life melts away. Here, a secluded alcove honors beloved children's author Frances Hodgson Burnett and her famous tale, A Secret Garden. She wrote The Secret Garden. So look how beautiful. Here's the flowers and the butterflies. I didn't know there was a garden in New York devoted to her. Especially a secret garden. I mean, how perfect. On the southern section of the park's conservatory garden, an English-style oasis twists and turns with a wild whimsy. At its center is a pool dotted with water lilies and bronze fountain said to depict Mary and Dixon from The Secret Garden. So there they are in the middle. I love those grasses. Isn't that beautiful? That grass in the background. Some people don't like grasses. I do. They blow in the wind. Here's some zinnias. More zinnias. Look at the contrast of color. That's the beautiful thing. Hidden Treasures, this is called, this article. After the British-American author's death in 1924, her admirers found the perfect place for a memorial, a blooming garden. How perfect. Secret garden. Right? The square centerpiece, sculpted by Bessie Potter Vanoa, is shaded by the oldest crabapple tree in the park. Over the top here. It can be reached by a series of winding paths beginning at the famous Vanderbilt Gate. For generations, lovers of literature have gathered in this haven, perhaps seeking the sort of rejuvenation experienced by the characters of Burnett's cherished novel, Secret Garden. Look how beautiful. Right? It says here, visit victoriamagazine.com for a peek of this floral sanctuary along with other resources for Victoria Classics Book Club. Because this is a book they're reading, Secret Garden. I'm writing in the garden. This is a quote from the book. And here's the plans. To write as one should of a garden, one must write not outside it or merely somewhere near it, but in the garden. Beautiful. I love this reflecting pond. And the oldest crabapple tree in all of Central Park. It's huge. You see it spreading over the top. Comfy seats to sit there. Drink it all in. The plantings are beautiful. So remember that you can go to victoriamagazine.com to see more. And here's their October page. Delightful pastime to sit in the pleasant sunshine of autumn and gazing from the little spot of free earth over such a landscape. Let the imagination luxuriate in the thrilling associations of the scene. Look at the cute little pumpkins. I don't know if your grandkids have gone to get their pumpkins, but mine have, and they're just so happy with them. A sense of place. When an Atlanta couple wanted to build a weekend retreat where their family could enjoy favorite outdoor pursuits, they turned to a designer with quintessential Southern sensibilities to create a perfect rural escape. Beautiful wallpaper there, look at that. And a beautiful ceiling, all wood. There's another one, like a coffered ceiling almost. I love the leopard. You see that? Kind of accent. Of course, these chairs are all a leopard. And look at that beautiful screen mounted on the wall. It really shows up because the wall is white. Here's coffee table books. Nothing I love more. 2 comfy leather chairs. Let's see what it says up here. An English brandy board welcomes guests in the inviting entryway. So that's what that is. And a knotty pine ceiling, that's what that is. We had a knotty pine kitchen in our home in Highland growing up. It was so in style. Crowns the living room where a painted English leather screen. That's what it is. Painted leather. There's something really different. Gorgeous. Screen mirrors. The landscape beyond the windows. So it looks like the landscape outside. And then ducks all around. So this is Atlanta, Georgia. James T. Farmer III, interior designer, author, and speaker, happily embraces his Southern roots, evident in his easy draw, his deep connection to place, and in how he seamlessly incorporates treasured heirlooms into his interior designs. His latest book, Arriving Home, A Gracious Southern Welcome, presents a cavalcade of please come in residences with his genteel imprint on every gracious dwelling. So here's the kitchen, and it looks out on a lake like that. Beautiful. Or pond, I'm not sure which. It's not too big. And this looks like a back hallway from the kitchen. So that would be probably dining room and living room. Here's the dining room, it looks like. A house is a structure, but a home evokes emotions. Here, we're going to read this. The Majolica plates adorns a breakfast room wall. That's what that is. Framed with case openings, the enfilade leads the eyes through a series of rooms. Oh, so that's what they're calling this, which I have never heard that. Enfilade. Blue and white porcelain ginger jars. Rest atop a mahogany secretary. Beautiful. A house is a structure, but a home evokes emotions. It tugs on heartstrings. It's when you cross the threshold of emotions that a house becomes a home. After having worked with James on numerous projects through the years, these and Atlantans naturally turned to him when they wanted to build a weekend getaway in the pastoral community of Elko, where the family could gather to hunt, fish, and savor the natural surroundings. James and his team became involved in the beginning of construction, which is his preference. So easy. Every space can be planned to perfection to fit the owner's needs. Gate leg table over here. And here's a quote from James Farmer. To me, there's no better feeling than arriving home. I hope that's true in your life. There's always a feeling of comfort. Two sofas, fireplace, end table between. Beautiful. Look at that huge window. And there's rockers out there on the porch. I think this is probably another home now. I think we're done with this one. This is Paul Montgomery's studio. Painted mural wallpaper. Look how gorgeous that is. Evocative of South Georgia scenery. Graces the dining room wall. This page, clockwise from above, the kitchen, knotty pine island, and moss green cabinetry try into the home's setting inspired character. Floral arranging is another of James's myriad skills. These pretty blooms come from a neighboring garden. Here we go, down here. These chairs are so heavy and comfortable looking. Paul Montgomery. So there's a little charcuterie board. Nice big island. Look at the size of that island. Books right by the bed. Although this is a new home, the idea for it to feel like a renovation was a constant thread. Look how beautiful that bed is. Between two windows. And then the back wall is wallpapered. Traditional materials found in old southern homes became our go-to for resources. With that in mind, some walls were covered in knotty pine to complement the rustic setting of the property, while others were clad in grass cloth. That's what that is back there. I recognized it. I've used grass cloth in the past. It's so heavy. You have to make sure that it's up correctly. When it came to curating furnishings for this new build, James created an aura of refined age with antiques and cherished collections. I love those drapes, don't you? That's quail or very outdoorsy. Caramel-hued leather club chairs. Mixed beautifully with animal prints and sophisticated Schumacher fabrics, while a painted mural in the dining room recalls coveted wall coverings of yore. The spacious sanctuary is replete with guest rooms, all en suite, meaning with a bathroom, allowing family members comfortable quarters when not socializing, and the master suite with its regal Jacobean-style bed is the very definition of luxury. The design resulted in a retreat imbued with instant familiarity, James' ultimate goal. And that is when we know we have crossed that threshold from house to home. Framed French boiserie panels hung between a pair of queen beds in a guest bedroom. Queen beds. That's comfy. That's like the best hotel, right? Master Suites Grand Jacobean style bed features pillows in Brandon Goodwin's Bob White. That's what that is. And pine fabric. Those are Bob White's. Which I don't know if that's the same thing as quail. That's what it looks like to me. So I think that's enough for this morning, don't you? Especially that garden back here in New York, going with the book. I love this. The Secret Garden in New York, Central Park, with the largest crabapple tree. And the sculpture is by Bessie Potter Vanneau. And that oldest crabapple can be reached by a series of winding paths beginning at the famous Vanderbilt Gate. So that's where you go to find it. Hopefully they give you something to find your way. I'll leave you with this. I'm writing, show you a couple more pictures. I love zinnias. I haven't had them in a long time either. Look how beautiful. And there's the two characters from the book, Mary and Dickon. And here's the quote from the book. I'm writing in the garden. To write as one should of a garden, one must write not outside it, or merely somewhere near it, but in the garden. I think now that it's fall, we kind of look back to those garden times. So I'm going to let you go now. I hope you have a good breakfast. I'm going to have some more of that frost milk on top of this. There's that classical station. I'm so glad I found it. I think I'm going to put in a little bit of sugar too. That's why there's a little bit of sugar on the counter here. This is where I dip into the brown sugar. Not very much, a little bit. Just so the last of it will be as good as the beginning. And our frothed milk is still fine. I'm gonna stir it up a little. So you just leave it in there and push the button. And you've got it all over again. There it is. Isn't that music wonderful? And look at that frothed milk. Right back to where it was. See, I didn't even need more coffee. This time I'm going to drink the coffee when I get down to the bottom. Now that I have this, I'm thinking I could give you one more thing out of here while we do the coffee and the steamed milk. Let's see what else there is in here. Oh, here we go. Pumpkin and chocolate. These culinary stars shine even brighter when paired in an array of sweetly satisfying recipes certain to lend radiance to October menus. Now there, cheesecake. Pumpkin and chocolate cheesecake. See, the crumb is chocolate. Instead of choosing between the two, bring them together with perfectly balanced pumpkin chocolate treats. This is an ice cream cake, with the little chocolate wafers. Here's a chocolate swirled pumpkin bread. Pumpkin chocolate pot de creme over here. Slowly pausing to appreciate how the signature ingredients harmonize, mingling with bourbon amid a warm mix of spices. The impressive appearance of pumpkin chocolate hazelnut babka is surpassed only by its taste. In the tantalizing braided loaf, swirls of hazelnut spread meander through fluffy yeast bread punctuated by a smattering of chopped nuts. Look how gorgeous that is. And what does it say? Slice into our refreshing, creamy pumpkin icebox cake. That's down here. And discover ribbons of crisp chocolate wafers contrasting the silken filling. Serve this frozen dessert chilled or thawed in a mousse-like consistency. That looks gorgeous. Delicious. And we're going to need desserts for Thanksgiving pretty soon. It's a whole month away, but still you can make these now, right? Let's get another one here. Oh my gosh, look at that. Sure to draw a gasp of delight, elegant chocolate pumpkin spice tart. I think over here is worthy of any fall